안녕하세요. Let's begin today's session. As usual, we'll start with the Korean phonics and learn new vocabulary words. In the conversation expression, we'll just continue what we learned and end with the announcement for next class.
Our first section is the Korean phonics. As usual, pause the video and fill out this chart.
3, 2, 1.
The consonants are 응,
응,
그,
그,
느,
느,
트,
트,
르,
르,
무,
무,
프,
프,
스,
스,
츠,
치,
츠,
치,
크,
크,
트,
트,
프,
프,
and h.
프.
Go ahead and fill out the vowels this time.
3, 2, 1.
The vowels are E,
이,
A,
아,
Ya,
야,
O,
어,
Yo,
여,
and the red section U,
으,
O,
오,
Yo,
요,
U,
우,
and U.
you. Hopefully, by now, I hope you memorized the vowels and the consonants pretty well.
The first form we learned were CV or CCV, double consonant in a vowel. CVC is what we learned 2 lessons ago. On the left, you'll see the regular CV form with another consonant on the bottom. An example is ang. On the right, there's the up-down CV form with another consonant on the bottom, ong. Last week, we learned these letters in the CVC form. They were combined with ka and another consonant. They were kak,
각,
kan,
간,
kat,
갓,
kar,
칼,
kam,
감,
kap,
갑,
kat,
갓,
kang,
강,
kat,
갓,
kat,
갓,
kap.
갑.
Today, we're going to learn new letters with the silent consonant. The CV part is a instead of ka, and we've added a consonant on the bottom. The 4 letters in gray are once again not dictionary definition words, but the letters are ak,
악,
an,
안,
at,
앗,
ar,
알,
am,
암,
ap,
앞,
at,
앗,
ang,
앙,
and ap.
아.
Some of these letters may sound very similar, like at and at. Based on how and where these letters are used, the pronunciations may sound different. No worries if you can't pronounce these letters perfectly. Today we're also going to learn the na plus consonant letters today. Instead of ka or a, this time the CV part is na. Nak,
낙,
nan,
난,
nat,
낫,
nar,
날,
nam,
남,
nap,
낫,
nat,
낫,
nang,
낭,
nat,
낫,
nut,
낫,
nut,
낫,
na.
나.
Again, the letters in gray are not real words.
We're going to go ahead and go into the vocab section. Let's first start off by reviewing the last week's words, just like we usually do. The first word we learned last week was 각도,
각도,
and 각도 means angle, just like this picture on the right. 강도 means robber.
강도,
강 means river.
강,
간 means liver.
간,
감 means persimmon.
감,
And 갓 means Korean traditional hat.
갓,
And finally, 강아지 means dog.
강아지.
Here's the first word we'll learn today. 악마. 악마 means devil.
악마,
악보 means music sheet.
악보,
And 악어 means crocodile or alligator. There is actually a difference between an alligator and crocodile. And by what I know, alligators are more smaller and have a wide U-shaped rounded mouth. But on the other hand, the crocodile is much more stronger and bigger at the same time with a longer V-shaped mouth. But for some reason in Korea, ago is the only word for both of these. It's probably because there is no crocodile alligator that lives there.
Yeah, so there's really no reason to differentiate them.
It's like no penguin lives in Brazil. Yeah. But anyway, 안구 means eyeball. Now don't get this confused with eye because there's a different word for eye. 남자 means male, man, or boy, whatever you want to prefer. And this word exactly the opposite of the before one. 여자 means female, woman, or girl.
This doesn't have like the CVC form that we learned today, but we thought it would be nice for you guys both to know male and female.
Now let's go ahead and see the conversation expression now. 2 lessons ago, we learned about the subjective particles, e and ka. E is used when the previous letter ends in a consonant, and ka is used when the previous letter ends in a vowel. We also learned about the topic marking particles. Is used when the previous letter ends in a consonant, and 는 when the previous one ends in a vowel. And last lesson, we learned about object particles. They're attached after a noun, indicating that preceding noun is an object of the verb. Subjective particles indicate the subject of a sentence, and these object particles indicate the objects of a sentence.
For today's conversational expression, we'll learn 3 words. Actually, it's just really one word that we're learning. We've already learned 누가 and 좋아하다, but we're just going to review them. So the first word is 누구, and it means who. 무엇 means what. The second part of the word is in the CVC form, 엇. Finally, like is 좋아하다. You will only use 좋아하다 at the end.
Because of the 다.
With these 3 words, we formed a question. 너는 누구를 좋아해? Recall that the 는 after 너 is a topic marking particle. 를 after 누구 is an object particle. And 좋아해 means like. In English, the 5 W's, who, what, where, and why, are placed at the beginning of a sentence. But this is not true in the Korean language. In Korean, the subject is placed in the beginning, and the verb is placed at the end of the sentence. So here the subject is 너는,
you,
and the verb is 좋아해.
like.
Question 2. 너는 무엇을 좋아해? 는, which is in blue, is the topic marking particle for 너, which ends in a vowel. The second word used here is 무엇을. 무엇 is what, and 엇 is in the CVC form. So it ends in a consonant. Thus we use 을, the object particle, for when the previous letter ends in a consonant. In this case, it is 스. 좋아해 is the final word. In English, 너는 무엇을 좋아해 is what do you like. Let's practice.
너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 남준을 좋아해. Here I use RM's Korean name, 남준. The end of his name, 준, ends in a consonant, 느, so I use 을.
너는 무엇을 좋아해?
나는 바나나를 좋아해. Banana means banana, and it ends in a vowel, 아, so we use 를. Now these are the questions that we went over. 너는 누구를 좋아해?
And 너는 무엇을 좋아해?
And they mean who do you like and what do you like. Again, let's practice with the BTS members.
지우야, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 RM을 좋아해.
지우는 RM을 좋아하는구나. 지우가 RM을 좋아하는구나.
누구 is highlighted in pink. It ends in a vowel, so we use 를. In the second line, 나는 RM을 좋아해. is used after RM because in Korean, M, which is written like this, ends in a consonant. 영우야, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 진을 좋아해.
영우는 진을 좋아하는구나. 영우가 진을 좋아하는구나. So here we used 영우.
My name.
Yes, and they all end in a vowel, so we use what's highlighted in blue. 영우야, 영우는, and 영우가.
지우야, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 윤기를 좋아해.
지우는 윤기를 좋아하는구나.
So here we use my name. Of course, our names both end in a vowel. So we use 야 and 는.
You can go ahead and put your name on it, and it may differ with if it's an or ya. So go ahead and place your name on it and try it. 지우야, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 호석을 좋아해.
지우는 호석을 좋아하는구나.
Again, practice with J-Hope's name. Also, the translation for this is Jiwoo, who do you like? I like J-Hope. Jiwoo likes J-Hope.
This time we're going to use not our names because both of ours ends with a vowel. So we're going to try a different name.
소은아, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 지민을 좋아해.
소은이는 지민을 좋아하는구나. 소은's name, the end part is 은, and it ends in the consonant 느. So we use 소은아. Here we also put 이 after 소은's name because Koreans typically use 이 after their names. 소은이는.
If they end in a consonant.
Yes.
You wouldn't say 영우이는. No, that's not right.
No.
This time let's try another name that ends in a consonant. 나영아, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 비를 좋아해.
나영이는 비를 좋아하는구나.
Again, notice how we use 나영 아 because we used a consonant. And here we said 나영이는. So if your name ends with a consonant, make sure to put 이 here. 가온아, 너는 누구를 좋아해?
나는 정국을 좋아해.
가온이는 정국을 좋아하는구나. Again, you can practice this with a friend or your family member.
And that was all for today. Thanks for coming, and next class we'll keep working on the Korean phonics and go deeper into the CVC form.
Thanks for joining us today and see you next time.
안녕.
안녕.